Well, hello and welcome to episode 286. And yeah, I've just come straight from Farlows, a quick sort of about 25-30 minute journey from Farlows to here at Farlows, and yeah, doing another 48 session. So I've managed to get one of the sort of the hot pegs. I'm on what they call Heron's Point, which is right by the shop, and I'm in peg 1. So I would have liked peg 2 because that's coming free later on, but peg 2's a double, and if you're fishing a double on your own, you have to pay double for the peg, and I'm not paying £60 per 24 hours. So yeah, so we're in peg 1. It's a peg I've always fancied in the past. Got a nice margin down to the left, a couple of islands out in front. So not masses of open water, but there's plenty of features to fish too. So yeah, so I need to get set up. All my kit's still behind the camera, and still some in the van actually. But yeah, 48 hours, Farlows peg 1. Here we go. Let's go fishing. Right guys, we are virtually ready to get the rods out for this session. So I've done a bit of marker work already. I've done it off camera just to you know, what little effort to try and shorten me vlogs down a little bit. But yeah, so basically I can sort of go up to the right hand side of this island here, and then obviously all this is my water because there's no more swims to my left. So but anyway, I wanted to fish up to the island that's right in front of me. So yeah, with the marker rod I clipped up to, not tight to it, but close enough. So when I wrapped out the marker rod, it went 10 wraps and 11 foot, so just to keep the measuring easy, I've wrapped it up at 11 wraps. So yeah, found a fairly, it's not clear, there's a bit of silkweed there, but it's kind of low lying silkweed, but there it's quite thinner than everywhere else. And then yeah, once I found that spot, I thought, well, I'll try and keep all my fishing easy, try and keep all the rods at the same length. So found us, well, straight down the middle of the two islands basically, and yeah, again 11 wraps, nice and clear. And then left rod will be aiming towards that left on pylon over there, or just to the right hand side of it. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see on camera, but towards that pylon, sort of as you get to the island, there's a big overhanging branch in the water from the left hand side margin, and if I aim just to the kind of the right hand side of that pylon, which is kind of like the gap between the island and the overhanging branch, it's nice and clearish there as well. So yeah, and again 11 wraps, so all nice and easy fishing. Right, let's get the rods out and then get this session underway. Right guys, so we're fishing all the same rigs on all 3 rods, same hook baits, and if you watched my last video at Farlows, you will recognise this rig because it's exactly the same rigs as I was using at Farlows. The one that caught me that mid-double. So it's a good old Ronnie rig, yellow EXO pop-up from Hinders, Gemini boom, lead clip system, rig tubing, blah de blah de blah de blah. You know, nothing groundbreaking when it comes to rigs. Lovely jubbly. Now we're fishing. Rod number 2. Rod number 3. Right guys, gonna put a little bit of bait out to kickstart the session as well. Just see the bucket in front of me swim. We've got the Hinders Nuts 365 boilies in there, and again, like in the last video, because obviously to me it's the same day, although for you guys it's going to be a week or 2 later, but it's same boilies I was using at Fort Lee, a mix of the 12mm and 15mm Nuts 365, and because we're only fishing 11 wraps, that's catapult range, so gonna put a few pouchfuls in over each rod. One went a bit left, the wind took that one. But a little bit of aiming to the right to compensate for the wind. Right guys, I think that is more than enough bait to just ease my way into this session. Right, if I sit down and relax now. Good evening guys, we are now at 8:15, so we've now been fishing for about 6 hours now. Obviously all still quiet. Did have a bit of a liner on my middle rod probably about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago, but yeah, just had me tea, just got some pork chops and minted lamb kebabs on the old cob. Yeah, all quiet so far on the fishing front. Anyway, I'm going to settle down, chill out, maybe watch some YouTube and Netflix, and yeah, chill out for the evening now. Good morning everyone. 8:15, and to be fair, I've only been properly awake about half an hour, but this is the first opportunity I've really had to sort of get out my bivvy and view what's going on, because it has been raining all night from about 2 o'clock this morning, up to about 15 minutes ago. So yeah, it's been a bit of a wet night. Also a quiet night on the fishing front, not a lot has happened. Had a bit of a liner on my right hand rod. Well, it must have been quite a severe liner because the line has been pulled out of the rod clip, so I don't know, it could have even been bird life during the night, I don't know, because of the weather last night. I had to put the front on my bivvy and I was all zipped up apart from letterboxing my door last night, so originally it wasn't forecast for any rain during the day, and then as it was getting dark the weather forecast changed, and yeah, heavy rain all night, and it was blowing into me. So yeah, it's about 9 o'clock last night. I had to put my front on my bivvy before I went to bed. But hey ho, today is another day. Obviously quite a few people have turned up this morning because swims that I could see was empty last night now have anglers in them. Right, I'm probably going to have to wind the rods in soon anyway to go and use the facilities, which isn't far away because I've literally got the shop right behind me. Yeah, I think it might be a spot of breakfast first, wind the rods in, go and use the toilet, then reset the rods. I think that's the plan. Alright, catch you in a bit, guys. Right guys, so the rods had to come in, our nature took its course and we had to have our daily facilities visit, so just getting ready to get the rods back out. I'm having to do this update from inside the bivvy because, as you can probably hear, it has started raining again. Obviously yesterday we put out the Carp hook baits, which is a yellow hook bait, and again, as you've seen, or not seen technically, there hasn't been any fish yet, so I am going to swap back to the Nut 365 hook baits, which are like a, you know, like an off-white kind of beigey kind of colour. See where it's quite weedy. It is quite weedy, but it's all that horrible silkweed. And I think maybe the sort of the yellow against the green might be kind of disguising the colour of the hook bait a bit, maybe. You know, seeing yellow and green aren't sort of the same colour spectrum. So I'm thinking, like, you know, obviously the off-white colour is, you know, on a different colour spectrum. Hopefully they'll stand out a bit more against the sort of green background of the weedy lake bed. Well, that's my theory anyway, so time will tell. But yeah, if it doesn't stop raining soon, I'm going to get wet putting these rods back out. Again, because it is raining. probably not going to be able to film what I'm doing, so yeah, if that's the case, keeps the vlog a little shorter for a change. I might hang it out for half hour before putting these rods back out, just to try and get a bit of blog content. Right guys, so only about 10 minutes has passed and the rain has eased off a little. Right, for my first rod, my right hand rod, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. And what I mean by that is, the guys who are fishing peg 2 aren't there at the moment. I was chatting to them yesterday evening, they were setting up about the same time I was, and there's some sort of contractors, builders, whatever, and they're working in the area. So what they're doing, they're going off to work and then coming back in the evening, putting their rods out and then packing up in the morning, going off to work. So rather than paying for their kind of digs in the local area, they're staying here and sort of fishing evening, night, and then going off to work in the day. So basically what I'm saying is, their water is free at the moment. See where I'm going with this? And the majority of the fish that I've been seeing have been more in front of them rather than in front of me. So I don't think it takes much brain work to work out what I'm going to do. So until later on when they come back, I'm going to chuck a cheeky rod in their swim, but shh, don't tell them. It's going to be a bit of a difficult cast because of this tree here, and maybe the tree slightly above me, sort of behind me. But yeah, I'm just going to I think what I'll have to do is kind of cast and then bring the rod round to the left so I don't get caught up in this tree, and just basically pub chuck it in that direction. Could be a big fail, it might work, we'll see. Thought that was going to be a fail. The line did hook up on that tree, but just managed to save it. Right, middle rod guys, I'm still going to go down the middle of them two little islands that are in front of me. But as we saw yesterday where I went 11 wraps, again I'm going to pub chuck this one just to go a little bit further beyond the islands, or through the islands. I can't go too much further through the islands, otherwise I'll be into peg 61's water, but yeah, just going to go just a little bit further and then just see what happens for a few hours. Right guys, and before I put the third rod back out, what I'm going to do is have another little exploratory cast around with the old marker rod. What I've not done yet really is explore this left hand tree line that I've got. And those of you who watch me regularly know I kind of like fishing to margins and features and islands and tree lines, etc. So yeah, I'm going to have a little lead around first and see if there's any clear spots up by that tree line. I went right under the branches. I bet I couldn't do that again if I tried. But that was coming back nice and easy from under them branches. Bit of weed that picked up afterwards, but if I could do that cast again I'd be more than happy, but you know it doesn't work like that. Nice little hard spot under there, to be fair. Now the line's in the clip, let's see what kind of drop we can get. Right guys, so yes, a lovely, nice little clear spot just on the edges and slightly under them branches over there. So I'm probably actually blocking the view, but don't know if you saw that flash there, but that is. Oh. Perfect, not a bit of weed. Right, let's get that wrapped up and see how many wraps that is to put the rod on. 7 wraps and 10.5 foot. Right guys, that is it. We are wrapped up at 7 wraps and 10 foot. Now we got the rig on. This is where it will probably go wrong. We'll probably end up in the tree now. Fingers crossed this drops nicely onto that clear spot under the branches. A bit more left than that, to be fair. Perfect. Marginal tree line, nice and clear. Seems a good spot to me. bit of bait on that spot under the tree. Oh, absolutely perfect baiting. It's like I'm a catapulting god. That was perfect. Right, because they were both absolutely on the money, that will be it. Right, going into day 2, we are fishing again, guys. Oh dear, guys. Well, I say oh dear, it's not quite oh dear yet, but the old black chickens have found me a little tree line spot, and I think they're hovering above them boilies. They can see them. They can see them. I know they can. There he goes, gone to get one. Don't touch me rig. Where are you? Oh, there you go, he's got one. He's got one. Oh, there you go. Oh no. Just don't touch me rig. Can have the freebies, leave the rig alone. Right guys, so I just had a little message come through on my Instagram. It was some lad who said hello to me yesterday while he was walking round. His name's Ryan, so this is for you, Ryan. Just a big hello. Fell off. Bugger. Hi guys, that seems to be a good spot because that's only been out 10 minutes since the recast. Actually, I don't know if this either fish or weed, I don't know. It's more weed actually. Is there a fish? I don't know. There's definitely a lot of weed. Well, I think I got done in the weed there. Well, there was definitely a fisherman at one point. Oh, either way, now that's 2 pickups I've had from that spot, so it's definitely a good spot. Right guys, so I've just been having another bit of a lead around, just seeing if I could find another spot to move on to later on. And where I was kind of aiming my left rod towards that left pylon over there, like the gap between the tree line and the island. I've just kind of been extending the range a little bit, see if I can find a slightly better spot to fish on, and I think I have. Aiming for the right hand side of that left pylon. That's more middle of the pylon, but coming back, well, that's more weed than what it come back with on my last cast. So let's try and get the right spot again, the right side of that left pylon. That's better. Pulled into a bit of weed, but where it drops down it is nice and clear, but then it does pull into a bit of weed, so as long as I get the cast right, I think that's a nice spot to fish on. I just want a couple more casts in the clip in that direction, just to make sure I'm sure of the spot. Probably a bit right, if anything. Yeah, that's weed there. Too right, so if I am going to go for this spot later on, it's I need to get the cast spot on. I mean, obviously the pylons being big tall structures in the background, they're clearly used for spot markers. It's just a matter of getting the cast dead on. There as well, so that went a bit middle of the pylon. But anyway, I can assure you it's somewhere around there. I have found a nice little clear spot, but the cast has to be absolutely pinpoint, I think. That felt a much better drop, so it's exactly so where the pylon sort of comes down into the trees, the widest part of the pylon where it kind of hits the tree line. That is the spot I need to be aiming for. If I can do that with a rig on it. Very happy. Alright, let's try it. Yeah. Ah, there we go. That was the spot. Right, so if I can hit that spot later on with a rig, I'll be very happy. Right guys, so right hand and middle rod just come back in. Right hand rod because, as I mentioned earlier on, I'd cast it over into swim tooth water, and lads are back from their jobs now and back in the swim, so obviously that had to come back in. Middle rod I wound in because I was, you know, aimed between the two islands, and I wound that in because I just wanted to find a slightly better spot, to be fair. Oh, and also the middle rod did go back out onto that spot aiming towards the left hand pylon that I was marking up earlier on, and I'm gutted I didn't film it because it dropped right on the money first cast, so I was very happy about that. I put a fresh hook bait on. I mean, what's the time now? It's 4:15, so I put a fresh hook bait on there, and that rod can stay out for the night now, so it landed on the right spot. It's got a fresh hook bait on it. That's fishing good. Right, I've just extended the range a little bit on the marker rod as well, because I said I wanted to find a better spot for cast between the islands, and I think I've found one. I only pulled out probably about 6 foot of braid, so we're probably only near the 12 rack range, but clear as you like at that range, so that was worth the extra sort of few minutes of feature finding. Look at that, not a bit of weed on that one, so that is a much better spot. So let's find that range, and hopefully that's a much better spot to fish on. Hit that on the mark, just don't touch it. And a donk, perfect. So that's 2 of the rods reset, and what I'll probably do in a couple of hours time is I'll put a fresh hook bait on that tree line spot for going into the night. But as far as I'm concerned, the middle and right hand rods are now set for the night. Right. I'm going to get the camera in, it's just started raining again. Right guys, so I've wound in the left hand rod and put a fresh hook bait on for going into the night. I actually also changed the hook as well, because when I wound the rig in, the hook on there felt a bit blunt, so I thought, seeing that's the rod that's done the 2 bites so far, thought just to make sure I put a fresh hook on there, so nice new sharp hook. It's all wrapped up, so hopefully I can hit the same spot, the gap in the trees. Almost right on it, back 2 foot to the left. That was the same spot. I know it must be clear though, because no weed was coming through. More on the left, so it's a bit more under the canopy rather than on the edge of the canopy. That's the one. I'm going to put a few more boilies there as well, because I'm pretty sure them coots cleared me out earlier on when they was diving down on that spot. Oh my god. How good am I with a catapult on that spot? Can't ask for better placement of bait. Oh, just looking down the margins there, because there was a bit of small fish boiling up, so they must have had a perch or a pike chasing them. But anyway guys, so the sun is slowly setting on this, well, I was going to say fourth day, because it is like 4 days for me, because I've had that Fort Lee trip and this trip all in one kind of outing, so, but for you guys it'll be the second night. Yeah, we'll leave the camera pointing obviously at the swim, try and get a take on film during daylight. So I am feeling confident after we had 2 runs this morning on that left hand rod over there. But yeah, and I'm feeling happier with where I've then put the other 2 rods as well. Unless anything happens in the night guys, which I hope it does. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning everybody. Wow, that was a very quiet night. Not a single bleep line or anything last night. And I was so confident of all the new spots that I put my rods on as well. So especially that left hand rod that I'd already done the 2 bites. And even that right hand rod at 12 wraps between the 2 islands, that was on a very clear spot. Yeah, today is pack up day guys, so it is just turned 8 o'clock, so we've got probably about 5 hours of fishing time left. Yeah, anyway, I think because it is only 8 o'clock, I'm not going to touch the rods, I'm not going to disturb the water more than what I have to. I think if I'd done a recast sort of now, put fresher baits on, because it's only a small area of water, I think I'll probably do more harm than good, so I'll leave the rods up for the duration of this session, and yeah, just hope for the best. Right guys, unfortunately this is the end of the video. I'm literally down to just rods on the ground, but everything else is all packed up now. Yeah, it's been a bit of a grueler of 48 hours. Could have had 2, coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't happen, I've blanked. Yeah, like I say, it's been a bit of a gruel. I think I've tried quite hard to actually put a fish on the bank, and as you've seen, I've had 2 runs, but they both resulted in losses, so obviously can't count that. So yeah, like I say, everything else packed up now, just the rods to get away. But as for the video, unless anything happens in about the next 5 minutes, that is it. Unfortunately, a blank this time, guys. Right, thanks for watching my efforts anyway. Until next time, tight lines.